San Francisco week. Would you please welcome a real old chimer, Carl Payne. Nice to see you. It's your first trip to Australia?
First trip, yes.
Now, I read that you sort of started on the wrong side. You started off in the buses.
Well, the first 2 years I drove a bus, but it wasn't me.
Doesn't match?
No.
What is it about cable cars that is so special?
Well, it's outside, you get fresh air, you're real close to the people. You can have a better rapport with the passengers.
Now, there'd be lots of Australians who come to San Fran who've seen you, been on your cable cars.
Oh, it's quite a few. In fact, if they have a photograph, I'd be glad to sign it for them.
All right, from those days there. Now, listen, what is your... You start real early. You've got an early shift?
Yes, I'm up about 4:30, 4:45. I start work at 5 o'clock.
And that's every day, 5 days a week?
Every day, yes.
Is it a labour of love?
Oh, yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there.
All right.
I didn't like it.
That footage we had there of Carl in action, what was that from? It was from a documentary of some kind?
Yes, that was some film clip that they had found in their library here. There I am, right there.
There you go. The man's in action. Now, listen, it's also a city, apart from yourself, it's a city of characters, just on the streets and so on. Tell us about some of those.
Oh, there's all kind of characters you run into. We were turning the cable car around one day at the turntable, and as we were pushing it around, the lady was standing in line. She says, "I don't have a ticket." And so we kept pushing, and I said, well, you can buy a ticket on the car. And she says, "I don't own the car." I said, "What?" So I just kept pushing. But you do run into quite a few characters.
Isabel?
Isabel, yes. She's a little Chinese lady who comes out and brings us cookies, make sure we have something to eat.
And Carl?
Jimbo. Jimbo is the guy's name. He has a little apartment right by where the cable cars go by, and he has a little bell in the window, and every time when we go by, he rings a little ding-ding to us.
Just in synchronises everything,
right, let him know that we're still there. We keep an eye on him.
So when do you actually ring the bell on the cable car? Is that as you're driving along all the time?
Basically, it was first initiated for a warning for pedestrians, traffic, cars.
Right.
But over the years, they've developed into a little musical instrument.
And it weighs 40 pounds?
40 pounds, yes. It's the same thing as the cable cars actually have on the roof.
All right. So what's the routine? Just give us an example. Let's say we're...
A lot of people, if you're riding, if you hear this, jump.
Jump. That means jump, does it?
Well, like I say, over the years, you can get into a... Very easy.
Do you play any musical instruments, by the way?
No.
You don't play? So how often, how do you win the World Championship? And I've never heard of that.
Well, they have a competition once a year, and they judge you by your originality, your rhythm, how you get across with the audience, and how well you can make some little noise out of this.
Okay, now listen, are there certain cable cars that have a bad bell? Is there such a thing as a bad bell?
Oh, yeah, there's a few there. Car 1, 14, 18, 26, 28.
Oh, you know them?
Oh, I know them off by heart. Yeah.
And what do you do if your shift puts you on one of those? Do you?
Well, I try to, if I can work it, I try to get them traded off. If I can't, then I do the best I can.
Show us a bit more of the repertoire, then. Give us something else you might win a championship with. Do you practice in the open? I mean, I guess most of the opponents would be other cable car drivers, would they?
Right. I try not to do anything near them because they like to copy me and imitate.
Is that right? So you don't give many tips?
Oh, no tips.
All right. Now you can catch Carl, who's down at Darling Harbour this weekend for the Sydney-San Francisco Buskers Challenge, as we saw Scott earlier, and Carl's down with that one. Are you here for how long in Australia?
We'll be here 10 days.
That's good. Nice to have you. All right. Can you take us to break? You've heard the theme music for the midday show that Jeff wrote?
Kick into
involved.
it.
Do you want to do this?
Sure.
Carl Payne and Jeff, who will take us to break.